Hi friends, this is Harinath, lecturer in English, Government Degree College, Khambam, Prakasam district. Today, in this particular video, I am going to deal with phonetics. Phonetics, it is one of the most important topics for the student studying degree. And also it is also useful for the students studying in engineering college and higher education and all. See, phonetics, it is to be pronounced phonetics. Phonetics. Phonetics is a branch of linguistics. It is the study of human speech. In the English alphabet, there are 26 letters. There are 26 letters in the English alphabet, out of which 5 are vowels. 5 are vowels. They are A, E, I, O, U. And the rest 21 are consonants. In the English alphabet, there are 26 letters, out of which 5 vowels and the rest 21 are consonants. And there is a misconception among the students as well as the teachers. They feel that there are 26 alphabets. There are no 26 alphabets. There is only one alphabet in any language. Take for example, Telugu, Hindi, English, Tamil, any language in the world. There is only one alphabet. And in that alphabet, there are some letters. Similarly, in English language, there is only one alphabet containing 26 letters in it. And out of which 5 are vowels and the rest 21 are consonants. However, these 26 letters are not adequate to represent all the 44 sounds that exist in the English language. See, we have 44 sounds. For the 44 sounds, we have just 26 letters. It is for this reason there is no one-to-one correspondence between letters and sounds in the language. There is no one-to-one correspondence between sounds and letters in the English language. See, out of 44 sounds, we have 20 vowel sounds and 24 consonant sounds. As for the letters, we have 26 letters, and as for the sounds, we have 44 sounds. As for the vowel letters, we have 5 vowel letters, and as for the sounds, we have 20 vowel sounds. And as for the consonant letters, we have 21 consonant letters, and as for the sounds, we have 24 consonant sounds. It is for this reason, for the 44 sounds, we have 26 letters. That's why sometimes we use, each letter for many sounds, more than one sound. Like for example, if you take the letter C, it represents, it is used for many sounds like car, the sound car in the word car, and chemistry, the aspirated car. For the aspirated car, we use the same letter C, and cinema. For the sound sa, we use the same letter C, and church. For the sound cha, we use the same letter C, and machine. For the sound sha, we use the same letter C. So, it can be understood that in the English language, each letter may represent more than one sound. See, car. Here it is car sound, and it is aspirated car, and it is a sa, sa, C, N, M, cinema, and a church. So it represents cha sound here, and machine. It represents sha sound here. It is for this reason there is a tremendous need for the speakers of English to learn phonetics. It is very essential for a student these days to learn phonetics in order to achieve mastery over pronunciation. When we go to an interview, we need to be intelligible. What is meant by intelligible? When you say something that should be understood by the listeners. When I say, when I have something in my mind and when I speak that should properly be received by the listener. When I say important, so there should not be confusion whether it is important or impotent. This is for this reason, when we learn phonetics, we can be accurate and we can be fluent by learning the rules of phonetics. Okay, let's learn, how many, what vowel sounds are and what consonant sounds are a little further. Vowels are, as we have already discussed, 20 in number. Vowels are 20 in number. What are vowels? Vowels are the sounds during the production of which the air coming from the lungs is not obstructed anywhere. It freely comes out. See, before we learn about the vowels and consonants and all, we should also be acquainted with the organs of speech. This is upper lip and this is lower lip. And this is tip of the tongue and this is blade of the tongue. And this is blade of the tongue, this is front of the tongue and back of the tongue. With the tip of the tongue, you can touch the teeth ridge. You can find something hard there, just beyond the teeth. That is called upper teeth ridge. So these are the organs of speech that we need to be acquainted with while learning how each sound is articulated or produced. Okay, coming to vowels. Vowels are the sounds during the production of which the air coming from the lungs is not obstructed anywhere by any organ of speech. It freely comes out. And mind you friends, vowels are freely articulated by anyone. Even a child can easily articulate vowels. You might have seen many infants saying a, e, u, I. These are the sounds which can naturally be learned and articulated. Whereas when it comes to consonants, they need to be learned. Like for example, ka, cha, zh, ha, za. These are the consonants which need to be learned. They cannot be, without our knowledge, articulated. They have to be learned. They have to be practiced. Whereas when it comes to vowels, they do not need any kind of practice. And vowels are again divided into two types. They are monophthongs and diphthongs. Vowels are broadly divided into two categories called monophthongs and diphthongs. Monophthongs are 12 in number and diphthongs are 8 in number. Both put together we get 20 vowel sounds. And monophthongs are again divided into three categories. They are front vowels, back vowels and central vowels. See, we have again three categories here under monophthongs: front vowels, back vowels and central vowels. Based on the position of the tongue while articulating the sounds, these are classified into three categories. Front vowels, the vowels that are articulated from the very beginning of the mouth are called front vowels, and the vowels that are articulated from the back of the mouth, that they are called back vowels, and the central vowels are the vowels that are articulated from the central part of the mouth, which are 3 in number. See, these three categories come under monophthongs. And diphthongs are, monophthong, mono means single. So these are also called pure vowels. Monophthongs are also called pure vowels. Because These are the original vowels. And diphthongs are the combination of pure vowels. Monophthong. Di means two. Diphthongs. Diphthong means two. And phthong. Phthong means a sound. D. Two phthong sound. It means that there are two vowel sounds in each diphthong. Good. So they are 8 in number and we'll be discussing them a little later. And let's come to consonants. What are consonants? Consonants are the sounds during the protection of which the air coming from the lungs is obstructed by our organs of speech. And as I have already told you, while articulating vowels, one does not need any kind of practice. Whereas while articulating consonants, one needs to practice. A child cannot start using all the consonants that exist in the English language by itself. The child has to learn them gradually. The child has to, practice. The child has to imitate their elders, their parents using it. Only then, gradually the child will start using all the consonants. See, consonants again are classified into several groups. There are plosives, which are 6 in number. Plosives are the sounds that, when the articulation of which the air comes out suddenly from the mouth and makes some explosive sound. That's why they are called plosives. And pa, bha, ta, da, ka, ga. These are the plosive sounds. Pa, ta, ka, ga. And these are the plosive sounds. When you articulate them, they make a sudden explosive sound. And next, fricatives. Fricatives are 8 in number. Why are they called fricatives? Fricatives are the sounds during the... Fricatives are 9 in number. While articulating fricatives, they cause a friction. Just like, rubbing. When you rub something against each other, when you take two things, when you take your two palms and rub them against each other, you cause some friction. Similarly, you cause a friction while articulating fricatives. That's why they are called fricatives. Fa. If you could notice, fa, upper teeth touching the lower lip. Fa. Fa. Sa. And we'll be discussing all the fricatives in detail in the next video. And in this video, we'll be just having a look at all the types of vowels and consonants in general. So fricatives are 9 in number. Next, nasals. Nasals are 3 in number. What are nasal sounds? Friends, if you have to articulate a sound, if you need to produce a sound, you need to take breath from the lungs. And the breath that comes from the lungs can pass or escape from two passages. There are two passages. One is oral passage, and this is mouth. The sounds that are produced through the mouth. And there is another passage called nasal passage. And the sounds that are produced through the nostrils, the sounds that are produced through the nostrils are called nasal sounds. The sounds that are produced through the mouth are called oral sounds. Out of 44 sounds, 41, as many as 41 sounds are articulated through the oral passage. They escape. They are articulated. They are produced through the oral passage. And only 3 sounds are articulated through the nostrils, which we call nasal passage. So there are 3 sounds. Ma, na, ma, na, na, and there are affricates. Affricates are combination of plosives and fricatives. For example, we have a sound called cha. Ta is a plosive and the sha is fricative. The combination of plosive and fricatives are called affricates. And finally, we have something called approximates. Approximates which are 4 in number. So friends, we have learned that phonetics is a branch of linguistics. It is the study of human speech, and the 26 letters that we have in the English language are not sufficient to represent all the 44 sounds that exist in the English language. That's why there is a need for us to learn phonetics, in which we have 20 vowel sounds and 24 consonant sounds. 20 vowels and 24 consonants. And vowels are again divided into monophthongs. Monophthongs are single vowel sound symbols, and diphthongs are combination of two monophthongs, two vowel symbols. Monophthongs are further divided into front vowels which are 4 in number, and back vowels which are 5 in number, and center vowels which are 3 in number. And the consonants are again divided into plosives which are 6 in number, and fricatives which are 9 in number, and nasals which are 3 in number, affricates which are 2 in number, and approximates which are 4 in number. So affricates are 2 in number. So that's all about the introduction to phonetics, friends. In the next video, we'll be having a deeper look at each and every aspect of vowels and consonants.